Hey everyone, I'm Joey. If you've been around my channel, you've probably learned a few balloon twisting or balloon decorating tutorials. Today I'm going to share a little bit of the business side of the balloon industry and how you can make $1,000 a week using the skills that you've learned in a fun, interactive environment. Let me tell you a little bit about my journey as a balloon twister to set the stage. I learned about this balloon twisting opportunity as a high school senior when one of the kids in my class started talking about a fun, part-time job that he just took on after school. I was stocking shelves at a craft store for minimum wage, which was neither fun nor interactive, so I was interested at the new prospect. I needed to learn more about it though. Was this a multi-level marketing scheme? Was he actually making money balloon twisting animals? When he told me he was making about 5 times as much as I was, it was kind of hard to believe. Then he pulled out a wad of cash that he had made in tip money from the weekend before. Was this money? Did he take on a job exotic dancing? Did he just pull this out of the bank and crumble up some to make it look like he earned it? Where the heck did he get this? This was mind-blowing for me and I needed to learn more. I needed to hear from some additional sources before I could trust what this guy was saying. Luckily, there were other kids at my school who had taken the bait so that I didn't have to take the risk. After talking with a few other people, I decided that this opportunity was legit and that these people were making money in cash tips balloon twisting in restaurants. So I applied. I believed I was a perfect candidate for this job, a super social and creative individual who works well in a solo setting. I didn't hear anything for a week, so I applied again. Another week went by without me hearing anything. Meanwhile, a bunch of my other friends were getting hired for this position and I still hadn't talked to the hiring manager. So I called him, he didn't answer, I left a message on his voicemail explaining why I think I would be the perfect candidate for this position, and another week went by. Nothing. How is it that 6 of my friends are already trained and working, who some of them applied after me, and I had still not heard anything? Was there a shadow ban on my application? I called the manager again, left another message, and applied a 4th time. What was the deal? I believed I would be a better fit for this position than all of the people that I knew who were already working this position. The manager finally called me 5 weeks after I first applied, offered me the job, and I got to training. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, my friends. The lesson here is, if you believe in something, pursue it. Like I always say, I didn't choose the balloon business. Yes, I did. I absolutely chose the balloon business. The balloon business did not choose me. Anyway, I worked for this company for a few years, and after getting my compensation stolen a few times and the CEO threatening me, I decided to venture off solo. I gave up a good paycheck that was a very stable source of income for me at the time, with the hopes that I would eventually make more money, build a better training program, respect my contractors more, and create a more organized account management system. It was a bold move that wasn't guaranteed to pay off, but I worked hard at it, made a lot of mistakes along the way, learned from them as I went, and that's the best any of us can do. You don't need to be perfect or the best at anything to succeed. We just need to be willing to take chances and learn along the way. If you believe in something, keep pursuing it. If it's good for you and it brings value to others, you're on the right path. It's okay if you don't see the full picture. There is still so much to explore that will keep brushing strokes of color onto your canvas. Keep searching for those strokes of color that are going to make your picture more apparent. Sometimes you'll make brush strokes that don't add to your artwork, and that's okay. It's normal to not succeed the first, second, or even third times that we try something. If we keep going, we can continue creating those strokes of color that can cover up those mistakes, or we can use those mistaken brush marks to make a new aspect of our painting. Our mistakes will become a part of our canvas and a part of our story, and they're a beautiful reminder of where we've been and what we've been through. This is just the beginning of my balloon journey, which I'll be unraveling over the next few YouTube videos. I'm going to outline exactly how you can make $1,000 a week balloon twisting working only 3 to 4 hours a day. Smash that like button if you're ready to learn how to turn your hobby into a lucrative source of income. Subscribe to my channel to follow along with my business journey, learn from the mistakes that I've made, and how to continue growing your balloon twisting and balloon decorating skills. When I first started balloon twisting, I learned 20 basic balloon shapes from YouTube because the company's training program was a disaster. After learning 20 balloon shapes, I met my trainer in a restaurant where I completed my training. Restaurants are how I got started making money in the balloon twisting business. For my first year, my only source of income from balloons was twisting in restaurants. When I first started, I wasn't very fast and I didn't know a ton of shapes, so my hourly wage was around $15 an hour. It's fun work and it was mainly just interacting with interesting people, and I knew that my tips would increase the better that I got. After 2 to 3 months of only working dinner time shifts on the weekends, I was making about $100 a day working 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes I would stay longer in busy restaurants and make $150 to $200 during my shift. I realized this was a perfect perfect job to work my way through college because I only needed to invest 3 to 4 hours a day, and I could make $1,000 a week if I was working every night. I could also pick up brunch time shifts on Saturdays and Sundays to make a little bit more money. At the time, Venmo and Cash App were not a thing, so I had to rely on cash tips. Many guests did not have cash tips, so even if they wanted to tip me, I had to bite the bullet on those tables. Now, just about everybody has Venmo or Cash App, and they're willing to tip you more because they're just typing in numbers on a screen as opposed to watching cash get handed from their hand to yours. If you don't have either of these mobile payment apps, it's a very easy way to accept tips in restaurants that many guests are familiar with. Venmo's parent company is PayPal, and Cash App is owned by Square. Both are very reputable payment processing companies and are secure ways of sending and receiving money using a mobile device. I've been using both of these apps to accept payments for years, and I highly recommend downloading both of them so that your customers have more options to tip you. I've attached links in the description to both mobile payment apps. If this is your first time using either one of these, you'll receive $10 with Venmo and $5 with Cash App after you send your first $5 using these apps. That's free money, so check them out in the description below and make it easier for your restaurant customers to pay you. Personally, I really like working for tips. It's a good reminder to me that if I work harder, I'll make more money. In this case, the more balloon shapes I know and the faster I can twist them, the more money I'm gonna make. Knowing more shapes or being able to improvise shapes on the spot gives guests more options and makes them more likely to tip higher. The faster that you can twist your shapes, the more guests you're going to be able to get to during your time in the restaurant. Restaurants are great, consistent work year-round, which makes them an ideal candidate for balloon twisting. There's a few things you need to know when choosing a restaurant. First, the restaurant needs to be family-friendly with guests that are dining with children. These are generally found in the suburbs of large cities near highly concentrated residential areas. I generally scroll around on Google Maps to find high concentrations of family-style restaurants, or I'll just take a drive down a popular road with lots of businesses on it, talking to the restaurants I see along the way. Secondly, the restaurant needs to be busy. If there aren't a lot of guests dining there, you're not gonna make a lot of money. The reason busy restaurants would want a balloon twister is to entertain their guests during long wait times and keep their guests coming back to their restaurant. Those are two good selling points when I talk to restaurant managers. Remember to be persistent. It's all about following up. If a manager doesn't want a balloon twister in their restaurant at a certain time, that doesn't mean it's a hard no. Restaurant managers switch every few years, and you never know when that rotation's gonna happen, so keep following up. Being friendly and going to check in every once in a while will keep your name and face fresh in their memory, and a lot of times they'll warm up to the idea of at least trying balloon twisting in their restaurant. If you find a good restaurant, wonderful. If you don't, keep moving along. There are plenty of restaurants out there. One time it took me 8 follow-ups with a family-style restaurant right near my house in order for them to let me in for the first time. There were a ton of families that dined here. It was a big name brand, and I had already worked in a couple other restaurants of the same name. Over the course of about 3 months, I would stop in, I would call them, I would email them, and every time the manager seemed non-committal and like he just didn't think it was a good idea to have balloon twisting in the restaurant. I believed balloon twisting would provide a lot of value to this restaurant. And remember the lesson from earlier? If you believe in something, keep pursuing it. After about the 8th time of trying to get into this restaurant, I eventually said something along the lines of, "Can we just shoot for Friday night for a free tryout of balloon twisting?" I work with several other restaurants in the area of the same brand name, and I generally receive a very positive response from the restaurant guests. I would love for you to waste my time, even if this is something that you don't think you'd want to do on a weekly basis, because I'm confident your guests are going to appreciate it and want to come back to your restaurant because of it. After that, he finally let me in, and I ended up working there 2 times a week for the next couple years. Be persistent. You're not annoying. You're not an inconvenience. You have a valuable service that is going to benefit this business. It's completely risk-free for the restaurant to have a free balloon twister in there. You don't have them sign a contract. They can kick you out whenever they want. Sometimes the restaurant just needs to see the service in person in order to understand how beneficial it can be. That instance took a lot of following up with that particular manager. There have been a few other times that have been a lot easier where the restaurant manager allows me to balloon twist in their restaurants the minute that I talk to them about it. On 2 separate occasions, I've been out of town with family or friends and needed to make some extra cash to cover the expenses of the trip. So I brought my balloon twisting balloons along, went to a nearby restaurant, asked if I could give them a free balloon twisting service for 3 to 4 hours to entertain their guests as they waited on the food, and the manager said, "Sure." 3 to 4 hours later, I had a wad of $150 in my pocket. After my shift, I immediately went to the bank to deposit it because it's very easy to spend money that you've made so quickly and it's just sitting in your pocket. Part of my financial journey has been learning to save the money I earn instead of spending it immediately. I look at it as an investment into my future self. Present Joey cannot afford a $10,000 down payment on a house. But if present Joey keeps saving $1,000 a week, then future Joey is going to be able to put a down payment on a house in a few months. You can check out my channel for some more business, personal finance, and real estate investing tips, and subscribe to stay updated with my many various business ventures and what I'm learning along the way. Many people don't think they can afford a house as quickly as they can, but I'm telling you, one of the biggest expenses that you'll pay throughout your life is a housing expense. You're either going to pay rent or pay a mortgage. Paying rent is paying somebody else who owns this to live in their space. Paying a mortgage is paying your future self to live in what will become your house. This isn't the video for explaining how to buy a house for the same amount that you're paying in rent or how you can completely eliminate your housing expense, but check out my channel for those videos because it's super valuable knowledge that you'll be able to use to save you tons of money in your lifetime. You don't have to do anything with the information that I share, but at least you'll have the knowledge to do with it what you want. There are many chain restaurants that are perfect for balloon twisting, but they won't allow individual balloon twisters in there. Their restrictions limit them to working with businesses with tax ID numbers, legal liability, and insurance coverage. If you're a balloon twister looking for work near a big city in the United States, feel free to shoot me an email, which I've also listed in the description below. My team would be happy to work with you to get you started balloon twisting in restaurants. We're always looking for friendly, skilled balloon twisters to join our team. Those are the basics of balloon twisting in restaurants and earning up to $1,000 a week. If this was helpful, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's a super small, free way that you can show your support, and it really helps my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know how your experience goes talking to restaurant managers in the comments below, and let me know if you have any questions. I hope to keep seeing you around the channel, and I hope you get involved in some fun conversations about how to make money in interesting ways. I'm Joey. I'll see you every Monday and Friday, occasionally a Wednesday with new videos. Make it easy on yourself and hit that notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you soon.